Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Operatives of the Department of Security Services uncover a four-man syndicate alleged to be behind the trafficking of 36 children to Bayelsa State. For the second time, tribunal hearing petition on the Akwa Ibom State governorship election turns down request to reject its testimonies of a witness of the All Progressives Congress. Workers in Osun State make U-turn, embark on another industrial action 2 days after calling off a 6-week-old strike. And Greeks protest at Parliament as MPs debate tough economic measures for an 86 billion Eurozone bailout. Now, all our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. And we urge you to please interact with the Eyewitness feature in the Channels TV app on the Android, iOS, and Windows platforms. If you have pictures or videos you'd like to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. President Muhammadu Buhari has urged members of the international community to support Nigeria's counter-terrorism efforts, as victory over insurgency in Nigeria is victory for every responsible member of the international community. The president stated this at a dinner to break the Ramadan fast with members of the diplomatic corps in the banquet hall of the presidential villa. He explained that all the counter-terrorism efforts of his administration in the fight against Boko Haram are within the framework of human rights obligations to which Nigeria subscribed locally and internationally. According to the president, Nigeria is ready to play the leadership role expected of her on the African continent and beyond.
Only yesterday, we announced a rejigging of our security architecture to ensure greater momentum. May I also restate our commitment to ensuring that all our counter-terrorism efforts are within the framework of the human rights obligations which we subscribe to locally and internationally. Indeed, our military operations shall be governed by rules of fair, proportionate, but effective engagement. We have released a fast tranche of 21 million United States dollars to operationalize our rejuvenated multinational joint task force. Besides the Lake Chad Basin Commission level, I urge you to impress on your various captors the need to support our counter-terrorism efforts. Victory over terrorism in Nigeria is victory for every responsible member of the international community, because, as the recent pledge of allegiance to ISIS shows, Boko Haram has the capacity to enlarge the global linkage of terror with negative consequences for international security and stability. We would thus welcome the cooperation, solidarity, and support of your various countries in our efforts.
The former Commonwealth Secretary General, Chief Emeka Anyaoku, says that President Muhammadu Buhari is determined to bring change to Nigeria. Chief Anyaoku, who was briefing State House correspondents on the outcome of his meeting with the president, said he met with the president to discuss, among other things, the impending visit of the president to the United States. According to him, it would be inappropriate to make public the counsel he gave the president, but he expressed confidence in President Buhari's determination to fight corruption in the country.
We talked about international affairs, including in particular his forthcoming visit to the United States at the invitation of President Obama. Also, of course, we touched on some national issues because of the strong link between foreign policy and domestic policies. I put at his disposal the benefits of my experience, long experience on governance matters with heads of government of 54 member countries of the Commonwealth, and also discussed a number of issues relating to our internal affairs. But of course, I've always taken the position that it's inappropriate for me to speak publicly about the views or advice I give to Mr. President. But I can tell you that I found myself talking with a president who is very determined to effect a real change in the circumstances of our country, and very determined to bring to bear on his administration the generally perceived attributes of his character, for which I believe that many Nigerians voted for him.
Meanwhile, the president is expected to begin his 4-day official visit to the United States on Sunday. While in Washington, President Muhammadu Buhari will hold high-level talks with President Barack Obama and other senior officials within the U.S. government. The talks are expected to seek ways of strengthening bilateral and international cooperation against terrorism in Nigeria and the West African sub-region. After a session with President Obama at the White House on Monday, President Buhari will later hold further talks with the U.S. Joint Chiefs on military and defense cooperation. The president is also scheduled to meet with Vice President Joe Biden and confer with the U.S. Attorney General and Secretary of Treasury, among others, to seek support for his administration's war against corruption. Nigeria's former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, has refuted views by some critics that he may have exercised poor judgment in choosing a successor when he left office. Some of those who reviewed the book, My Watch, say he may have subtly alluded to this by the way he criticized those who came after him. The former president said this in an exclusive interview with Channels Television at his hilltop residence in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital.
Even if you take your son as your successor, you are not sure of what he will do when you get there. And don't ever kid yourself. What do I know about any successor? What he presents. And when he gets there, he presents a different face. So we did the best. But if you say our best is not good enough, I would say when it comes to your turn, do better. No. With all the people that are available for successor, what we came up with is about the best that at that time we could think of. Is it the one that we know are corrupt that we will now go and take? No. One of those who wanted to do the job came to me and said, "Sir, I like your job, but I cannot do it the way you are doing it." Now, if he has told me that, should I then come and say, "Okay, come, let me give you the job"? He has told me, "I like your job, but look, the way you are doing it, I haven't got the stamina to do it that way." Then what do you expect me to do? Or the one that I know that, oh, this one, before he gets the job, is stinkingly corrupt. Now, will I be able to defend myself before God and man that what I know and I give this job, or I encourage this man to have this job?
The news of the payment of January and February salaries of Osun state workers may have eased the tension in the state since workers down tools, but it appears the seeming peace is but temporary. This is because the workers have gone back on strike. A decision, we understand, is an order from the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress, the NLC. Our correspondent in the state reports that although offices were open for operation, workers are nowhere in sight. Our crew, who visited the State High Court and the State Specialist Hospital, says the situation in the civil service is still unsettled, as the state government secretariat in the state capital, Osogbo, and schools in the town that opened yesterday are now under lock and key. Labour unions had on Monday suspended the 6-week-old strike after entering into an agreement with the state government to pay the January and February salary arrears of workers. Civil servants who spoke to us off camera say that only workers on grade level 1 to 7 received their full January salary, while those on grade level 8 and above received half payment, as against the agreement reached. This situation is being described by Labour leaders as a betrayal of trust. It appears the lingering dispute between Petroleum Nigeria PLC and Ajip Petrochemicals may not end soon, as New Peng and Pengerson, Port Harcourt zonal councils, have threatened an industrial action over the issue. At a meeting with journalists in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, members and leaders of the unions expressed concern over a recent quit order given by Nigerian Ajip Oil Company to its members to vacate its gas plants at OBOB, Ebocha and Kwale with immediate effect. The move is set to give way to Plangeria Nigeria Limited to take over the plant, a decision the union has vowed to resist.
The solidarity song by members and leaders of New Peng and Pengerson in Port Harcourt zonal councils is in protest against the quit order given by Ajip to its members to vacate their gas plants in OBOB, Ebocha and Kwale with immediate effect. A move they vow to resist vehemently.
ACO is a local content company. We are talking about local content, yet a company that has shown proficiency to handle that major job of turbine maintenance over the years is being marginalized and treated with levity. What content is given to foreign companies in this country, yet we are talking about local content. It's very, very unfortunate. But Nupeg and Pengerson will not hesitate to embark on industrial action at the zonal level if Ajip continue in the manner they are going about this matter.
For the Pengerson chairman, this is one move taken too far by Ajip.
People who have worked for you for 9 good years, and you wake up today and say they should leave the facilities. We don't have any other place for working except at that Ajip facilities. And that is exactly where we will go and get our entitlement. All of us are talking about issue about security issues. And when you are letting people off, what do you expect people to do? All of us know quite well what happens when a worker loses their job. It is not that person that loses their job alone, the people behind him are losing job. We are calling people to intervene as a matter of urgency, as we are going to use everything within our arsenal that are legally binding to us to make sure that we enforce that ACO, GE, and now place our people at their entitlement.
Though the management of Ajip were yet to respond to the issues as efforts to get their response was unsuccessful, these people say their demands should not be treated lightly.
Still ahead on the news at 10, federal government extends Manitoba Hydro's contract for the management of the transmission company of Nigeria. That's on Business News. Do join us again.